All right, so you've got your makeup, yay! So I'm gonna show you how to set up your palette. Most likely you got a palette similar to this size. You might have gotten a smaller one, you might have gotten a bigger one, but I want you to set it up in the order we're gonna use it. So first of all, open your palette, and then they come in these tins. You wanna slide it out of the tin, and then we're gonna pop it in. This is going to be your contour. Put your contour in first. That's the one we're gonna use first. And then the second one we're gonna use is your brightening highlight. That's gonna be your lighter shade, okay? So I should have sent you a picture that shows which shades is your brightening highlight. So if I didn't and somehow forgot, please text me and I will send you which one is that, because sometimes these shades look close together. Your third one you're gonna put in is your main shade, your foundation all over shade. And then next, we're gonna put in a bronzer. If you got a bronzer, it's okay if you didn't, and you didn't wanna add that at this time, but if you did get a bronzer, go ahead and slide that in next. And then you're gonna add in your cheek color. I've picked this bright, bold one today. So this is my cheek and my lip color. Let's pop that in. And then if you got an illuminator, put that in, and that's gonna round out your creams. You wanna keep your creams separate from your shadows, because your shadows are powder, and if somehow they fall, the powders could break and get in your creams, which would be hard to get out. So that is how you set up your palette. Put your eyeshadows on the next level, however many you got. So now I'm gonna go through really quick and show you how to use. So you get a brush based on what coverage you like, and I've already selected a brush for you. So these brushes are designed to pick up a certain amount of makeup. So mine is a more full coverage brush, just more dense, as you can see. So that's what I'll be using today. I'm gonna start with a contour, and you want to tap in there, not swipe. It will get too much. So this is kind of different way to do makeup. Cream is a totally different consistency than liquid and powder. So you gotta get used to how much to use. Okay, so I'm putting the edge of my detail brush right here, and I'm gonna start at the top of my ear and then make a little line and stop at the edge of my eye. And that's gonna be my contour. I'm keeping it pretty high. It's not under my cheekbone because I'm kind of creating an illusion of a higher cheekbone right now. Also want to put it under your jaw, and this is going to get rid of double chin, and just go ahead and blend that down and give you a nice jawline. I feel like if you don't blend it down now, I forget to blend it down later. The next is nose contour. It is optional, but I like it. So the easiest way for nose contour is to get a little bit on your finger, and then I'm going to put my fingers together, and then I'm gonna run them down my nose like that. And you can see it created a very tiny line, and I'm connecting it to my eyebrows, the little leftover parts. So you want it on top of your nose if you want a smaller nose look. If you want a wider nose, put it on the side of your nose. And that is all the places that contour goes. And this is a cool color, and it's gonna give you a shadow and dimension. So we put on, it's like a 3, but you don't connect. So 3, and if you have a small forehead, you don't need to do the contour on your forehead. All right, next we're gonna go into your brightening highlight. This is a concealer, or it should be a shade or two lighter than your natural skin tone. And we're gonna just draw a line down the center of your face, and I'm going to trace the line I already made. So I'm squeezing my brush to trace the line, and we're just going straight down your face. This draws attention to the middle of your face and kind of brings the eye in. So you want contour on the outside, shadow, and brightness in the middle. I'm also gonna put my brightening highlight in the very corner of my eye. So if you have dark under eyes, I would put it only in the corner and the outside. If you're very wrinkly right here, don't put it there. It'll draw too much attention to it. And if you're really young, 20s, under, you can continue and put your brightening highlight down here. If you have dark under eyes, do not do that. So brightening highlight, straight down the center of your face, and a dot here and a dot here. Now we're gonna go in with our main shade. I'm gonna start with my main shade under my eye. So I'm just gonna put a little. You do not want to use a lot of product here. A little goes a long way and it'll look more cakey if you put too much product. That's the hardest thing about this makeup, is getting used to what amount do you need to use. Now you can see I'm using a good bit here because I like more of a full coverage look. So I'm just kind of, if you like less coverage, you should have a less coverage brush and it will not pick up as much makeup. So I'm just putting kind of dots of makeup all over my face, and this is for like a more full coverage look, and you can see how much I have here, okay? So when you put it on your skin, it starts to warm up, and then I'm just gonna go and tap and push to blend. So this also, if you'll just like swirl it right there in the nose, that's where a lot of our pores are. And so it really gets it in there so the pores do not show. If your makeup is looking oily, it could be that you're using too much makeup. Try using less makeup. Also, put on your moisturizer and let it set for about 20 minutes before you put on your makeup. So go ahead and put on your moisturizer, have a cup of coffee, whatever you do while you wait. And so I've got some extra brightening highlight right here, so I'm gonna take it and pull it over, and this is gonna be a primer for my eyeshadow. So my extra, I'm gonna drag in right there to kind of be a primer. You wanna do all your light colors first. So I've done all my light colors, and they can get together, it's fine. And then now I'm going to go and blend into the hairline for your contour. And here I'm gonna tap and kind of swipe up. So you don't wanna bring down, you wanna swipe up. And then right here, just dab and push right there. And those are your 3 main shades to create a foundation. The next one is bronzer. Now this is optional. So you would again want to tap. If you didn't get the bronzer, it's fine. But I'm gonna put that on before I do my blush. So it's gonna go around and where you would think the sunglass area is. So I'm putting where I would get normal sun on my face, and you see how it brings that warmth to my face right there, just on the tops, the highest points of my face. Okay, so if you didn't get bronzer, you can go ahead into your cheek color. I'm gonna put a little cheek color right here. I like to keep it high. If you like a more full cheek, you can bring it low. So I'm gonna put my cheek color here, and I also use for your lips. And I've chosen a really bold color, so it's bright. Yours will be different, whatever you got. All right, and then last step is illuminator. This is also another optional. You might not have gotten it, but this goes on your cheeks right there, just to add a little shimmer, an extra dimension, and then nose, it kind of insides your nose contour, draws a little tension there. You can also put it on your brow bone right there, and you've got your eyeshadows that you could put on next. Last thing I want to talk about is setting your makeup. Make sure you set your makeup with either a setting spray or setting powder to make it last all day and stay in place exactly where you want. So if you're using the setting spray, just do a quick spritz down both sides, and then you're good to go. If you're using the powder, just put the powder where you want it to go. Please let me know if you have any questions. I am here for you and answer all your questions. I hope this video was helpful and that you were able to put on your makeup with me.